Hi, Tumblr. So, um, as you can tell, my twists are gone. However, literally because I hate how my hair looks right now, it looks like a stubby mess. I put a scarf in my head, yay! But I'm making this video. It's gonna be quick. Well, not really quick. It's literally going to be only two topics that has been pissing me off about, like, one topic that has been pissing me off about the SJW community, and one topic that has been pissing me off about the anti-SJW community. Because the reason why I'm talking about these two things is literally because ever since Ferguson, I've been seeing people's true colors, and I've been seeing people's true colors on both sides, and I've been literally seeing like a gigantic shitstorm of everything happening. And literally, it has been bothering me to no motherfucking end. Like, to no motherfucking end. No, if anyone's gonna ask, I'm not gonna be talking about doxing. I will make a post about it, or I will make another video talking about doxing and the communism kills shit, because she's a cunt, but, like, my opinions about the doxing, I'll put that in a different video, or the doxing of the racist people, even though, honestly, whatever, I'm not gonna put more reviews about that right now. However, I will talk about two things that has been bothering me especially ever since after Ferguson, bothering me about people. And it's really, really. First, I am going to start off by saying I'm neither anti-SJW and I'm not an SJW. I'm not a social justice wanker. I'm not an anti-social justice wanker. Basically, you're all fucking wankers. Like, you're all cunts. You all have your problems. Like, literally, you all have your fucking problems. So I decided to not identify as that because, you know what? I'm very passionate about social justice, and I'm very, I'm very passionate about social justice. And to see this gone to shit, literally, I understand why people are disillusioned by social justice because of Tumblr. Because the Tumblr social justice community as a whole is trash. It is literal garbage. But I'm going to say one thing. This is going to be for the SJWs first. One thing. I have been bothered by this since before Ferguson, but I'm getting more bothered by this after Ferguson. You see those posts literally saying, "It's not my job to educate you. You need to learn how to use Google." And then I sit here like, okay, so you're getting offended that someone's asking you a question about, like, what's going on, and you won't even, like, reblog a master post or send them a link to a master post. You just tell them to Google it. That really bothers me. Like, as someone that really is heavily into, like, who heavily watches, like, activist movements, and who knows who are friends with activists, and who is trying to get herself into, like, movements, like, such as, like, mostly with LGBTQ people of color, or, like, just people of color in general, that bothers me. We're not literally, if you are an activist, your job is to educate. It is literally your job to educate people on topics. I'm not saying you have to have a full dissertation or a full lesson plan or a lecture prepared to talk about when you're talking about situations, especially situations pertaining to Ferguson, Mexico, Hong Kong, whatever. Fine, because you know what? We still have a lot to learn ourselves, and that's what activists need to realize, that telling people to go educate themselves, not only are you stunting the possibility for that person to learn more about what you're protesting or what you're advocating for, you're literally stunting yourself by not trying to look up shit, by not trying to basically rehash stuff that you already know, by not trying to learn from other people, because hey, they might research something and they might agree with you, and they literally can show you another, like, resource that you never knew about. Like, that is my issue with the SJW community when I hear it is not my job to educate you. Okay, bitch, I'm gonna be straight up. When I first started off and I was a baby SJW, I literally told people consistently, it's not my job to educate you. But you know, a line like that within itself is slightly classist. It is pretty classist. It's like raised on classism because you're assuming that people all have access to libraries, that all have access to computers, that all have access to a plethora of things within, like, pertaining to education, when literally being able to tell someone that I'm not here to educate you, that within itself is a privilege. It is a privilege because not everyone is able to get an education in an institutional setting. And it makes me really angry when I see activists literally saying to people, no, I am not going to educate you because that is not my job. It is your job to educate yourself. You know that some people are literally ignorant, not because they want to be ignorant, but because they are not exposed to things that we are exposed to. And it is our jobs as activists to literally tell these people, to literally help them, lead them in the right directions, lead them in our direction, give them guidance. I'm not literally saying, like I said, I'm not telling you to make a lesson plan. I'm not telling you to make a dissertation for them. I'm not literally saying that you need to make a YouTube channel and have like nothing but straight videos about why why white privilege is a thing, or why Ferguson is an example of not just like a race issue, but also an institutional issue within when it comes to police force. No, I'm not literally saying that. All I'm just saying is that you could be like, hey, I can't do all of this. However, I can lead you to some links to help you, and you can determine what you want. And if you want, we can collaborate a bit more and talk about how you feel, or how you feel about like what I'm advocating for. That is it. People on this fucking website are so rude about that, and it's really gross. It is literally gross because every single one of you have made generalizations about a single person, and you guys make generalizations that are really a bit harmful, like saying that everyone has access to a computer or everyone has access to like a library. In my old neighborhood, literally the closest library to me was 30 minutes away by bus. So you need to stop assuming that everyone can get to a library. You need to stop assuming that people are not working and don't have consistent time to advocate. And also tying into that, like, I'm not here to educate you. Also, I've been seeing posts where people are like, oh, if you're not posting about Ferguson, blah blah blah, you're a piece of shit. Some people don't want to post about Ferguson because it fucks up their mental health, or they use Tumblr as means to escape. For a while, I stopped reblogging about Ferguson because literally I'm still dealing with a lot of emotional shit. Like, I'm dealing with severe depressive episodes, school is not working out well for me, and the fact that I'm a dark-skinned black person from the hood that goes to college on the Upper East Side, and I actually have been stopped myself for looking suspicious in my college hoodie. I don't want to be reminded of that. No one wants to be reminded of that. I use Tumblr to escape or to reblog about social justice issues that are not pertaining to race or shit, but I always end up talking about it anyway. So, like, literally, don't be an asshole. Do not assume that people that don't reblog about Ferguson do not care. They probably care. They just are tired and drained from hearing about it all the time. They're tired and drained because it is a harsh hit of reality. It is reality for a lot of people. There's a lot of reality. And to have to hear that all the time, to hear that you're being shitty because you're taking care of your mental health first, that's fucking ableist and it's gross. So on that end, I'm gonna talk about anti-social justice Tumblr, okay? You guys are not absolved. I am friends with people from anti-SJW Tumblr. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm friends with y'all. Y'all really cool. And for the most part, all my friends on anti-SJW Tumblr have been really amazing, and they have been really they opened my eyes to a lot of things, not gonna lie, and they also helped me to grow. Like, I love it, and I love some of my SJWs, not gonna lie to you, because some people think they're SJWs when they're literally just really passionate about their shit, and they have like proper execution. It's just that sometimes they come off as cunts, but that's anti-SJW Tumblr as well. My issue with anti-SJW Tumblr is this. I just have to say this. When someone is talking about institutionalized oppression, that does not mean that they're an SJW. Okay? Institutionalized racism, institutionalized classism, that is a real thing. It is a real thing. It is a real thing. I'm gonna say it again. It's a real thing. Oppression is a real thing. Just because SJWs made them become buzzwords, that does not literally mean that they don't have meaning when you step out of Tumblr. No, those words still have meaning. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a sociology major. Because no, it literally still has some meaning. It has meaning because, like, what you experience day to day, like, people, for example, don't acknowledge their privileges until, like, they're face to face in a situation where they have to acknowledge it. Like, for example, if I was to be in the oppression Olympics, I would probably not fucking win. No, I would probably get bronze or silver because I am a non-binary person of color who happens to also be dark skinned, colorism, who lives in a working class family in a working class neighborhood, who is mentally ill and actually suffers from an invisible illness. I have chronic knee flare-ups because I have metal in my leg from leg surgeries I had when I was a kid. I'm not using that I'm not trying to be like, oh my god, I'm such a victim. I'm also a survivor. But I'm not talking about that either. And I'm a child of immigrants that has never been to college. But literally, yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I'm such a victim. But literally, there are disadvantages for me because I am black. There's disadvantages I have been looked down upon because I am poor and I live in New York City. I'm working class and I live in New York City. So of course everyone assumes that everyone in New York City is affluent. No, bitch, get outside the Manhattan and look at the other four boroughs. There are broke ass neighborhoods. They even got to look far. Like Harlem and Washington Heights is getting gentrified. There still has poor parts. Like Harlem has a lot of projects. Like literally, like I was playing Spot the Projects, and the amount of projects I saw in Harlem, I was just like, holy shit! I don't even see this much in my area. Harlem's a really nice neighborhood though. Like people need to stop knocking Harlem. Harlem is a great neighborhood. It's really beautiful and everything. Nice brownstones. Even the project buildings on the outside look nice. I don't know about the inside, but okay. People are basically ignoring the fact that when people literally are talking about racism, they automatically are just like, why, you're being a whiny piss baby. Like, shut up. You're being an SJW. No. It's one thing if you're like, oh my god, this dude is blowing at me, like he's blowing air 5 feet away from me, he's oppressing me by sexually harassing me. Okay, that is a valid point. No, valid in the sense that, yeah, that's stupid. Or saying that, I'm trying to remember. Calling your dog, like, stupid, like, don't call your dog stupid anyway. But that's an ableist thing. No, it's not ableist to call it, like, a situation like, oh my god, like, this dude just threw a blunt at me, that's stupid. Like, that's not ableism. Like, there's literally racism going on in the world, there's ableism going on in the world, and there's literally sexism and other things going on in the world. To talk about these things does not make you an SJW, it just makes you a person that is observant of things that you see around you. The reason why I have issues with this is because I've had issues with this beforehand. I've just been seeing this a lot more in Ferguson. Literally, people are just like, I'm unfollowing you because you're being an SJW, because you're talking about, like, these issues, and trying to ignore the fact that some of the people in the anti-SJW community are people of color, I don't know what else to use, but people, specifically black and, like, Latino. So, literally, this hits home for them, especially when they live in areas like mine, where my area's not high crime, don't worry. Like, it's the Bronx, but it's not high crime. But it's not the best area. And I'm 5 blocks away from where Marley Graham was shot. So, yeah, I'm pretty concerned about people. And I'm going to be concerned about race issues because they affect me on a personal level consistently. And they affect me in different ways besides being oppressed and whatever the sort. But to deny the fact that oppression does not exist at all, and to deny and try to like use your tears like, oh my god, like privilege is earned. Okay, yes. With that particular argument, yes, privilege is earned. I understand completely that privilege is earned. But you have earned that privilege. You want to know why you've earned that privilege? Because of previous societies in the past telling you, like, no, previous society, people that look like you, or people that do things like you, that they are better than everyone else. So, yes, you have earned that privilege. Yes, I understand privilege is earned, but you've earned it not because of what your actions, but because of actions of people in the past, and it has trickled down into institutions, and as a result, we have a lot of prejudices and a lot of issues pertaining to people in certain communities because of the fact that those privileges exist. I'm just saying, in my block, most of the people that buy drugs on the street are white people. Guess who get arrested usually? It's the black people that are smoking the blunt, like, in the backyard. Like, you know how silly that is? I mean, I personally think drug usage should be decriminalized, but New York fucking Cuomo's a cunt, so that's not gonna happen. But I'm literally just saying this because when someone talks about oppression, do not like literally just like, oh my god, there's some SJ. It's one thing, like I said, it's one thing, like, let's say, oh, this white person looked at me. No, this white person farted while I was next to that white person. They're oppressing me. Okay, that's stupid. Like, literally, no. But it's literally when you talk about issues like what's happening in Ferguson, or what's happening to Tamir Rice, or what happened to like the 5 autistic guys that I saw on my post, those black autistic dudes that were shot because literally some cops thought their stims were them attacking. No, it was their stims, and that is an issue within law enforcement that they need to address because they probably are not fit to control like the mentally disturbed, aka mentally ill people with neurological disorders. Like, that's my thing. But honestly, I don't know what else to say. But 17 minutes, holy shit. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up because, yeah. But these are things I have to talk about. These are things I have to rant about because honestly, I'm just getting tired of seeing this shit on my dash. You guys probably are like, where's the dog scene? I will talk about that in another video or on a post. I honestly, literally, communism kills. I don't fucking care about her. Like, really, I don't. Like, period. So, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I hope you guys are having a good night. And also, if there are any questions, go to my ask box. Don't tell me to go kill myself. I will literally just like find you and like just play nothing but the South's gonna hold you down. Is gonna hold us down. Go hold it down, like over and over again in your front porch. So that's all I have to say. Have a good night. Bye.